Little people, big world. What is the status of Zach Roloff's relationship with Matt Roloff? Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Little people, big world star Zach Roloff provided an update on his relationship with his father, Matt Roloff. The breakdown between Matt and Zach played out on the show over the past few seasons, as they failed to resolve their disagreement over the family property. Zach and his wife, Tori Roloff, have announced they will no longer be appearing on the show, and it seems maybe for the best. In a recent episode of his and Tori's podcast, Zach addressed the state of his relationship with his father Zach and Matt Roloff have had a strained relationship. Zach and Matt Roloff have had a strained relationship. Link copy to clipboard. Custom image by Cesar Garcia. Summary: Zach and Matt Roloff's relationship deteriorated because Matt listed part of Roloff Farms for sale, rather than selling it to his son. In a podcast episode, Zach admitted that his relationship with his father is non-existent. Zach and Tori are focusing on their own family and setting boundaries. They're avoiding troubled relationships. Remove ads. Lil People, big world star Zach Roloff provided an update on his relationship with his father, Matt Roloff. The breakdown between Matt and Zach played out on the show over the past few seasons, as they failed to resolve their disagreement over the family property. Zach and his wife, Tori Roloff, have announced they will no longer be appearing on the show, and it seems maybe for the best. In a recent episode of his and Tori's podcast, Zach addressed the state of his relationship with his father. Little People, Big World has followed the Roloff family for 25 seasons. The Roloffs own a pumpkin farm in Oregon, where most of the family is employed. Zach's three siblings stopped appearing on the show as they grew up and started their own families, leaving the spotlight on Zach and Tori. The complex dynamics of working on the farm together while also filming a reality show may have proved too much for Zach and Matt. Their relationship crumbled over business matters, with each side refusing to accept any blame. Zach and Matt previously had a close relationship, as shown on Little People, Big World. They spent a lot of time together working on the family's pumpkin farm, where Zach hosted personal tours of the property. However, a divide emerged within the family when Matt decided to sell the Roloff family farmhouse. Matt had retained the property after his divorce from Zach's mother, Amy Roloff. Matt divided the property and lived in a small double-wide, listing the large house for sale. All members of the Roloff family acknowledged the sentimental value of keeping the house within the family. But when Zach made an offer, Matt refused to budge on the price. The father and son allegedly had some tense discussions, which also included Tori and Matt's fiancée Karen Chandler. Zach and Tori ultimately gave up on the purchase, and their relationship with Matt was damaged. Matt was never able to find a buyer at his desired price and resorted to listing the home as a short-term rental. Zach and Tori open up on their podcast, Raising Heights with Zach and Tori. For me, it was time to step away, and I stepped away, and then things are said on social media that's like, oh, nothing's changed, he said of those who want him to reconcile with Matt. So no, like I'm going to raise my kids and do the best I can. But like if that's the way we're still thinking down there, then nothing's changed. Why would we re-engage? LPBA's Matt Roloff reveals where he stands with ex-wife Amy. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff is sharing how he and his family landed after the long-running series has likely come to a close, especially where he and his ex-wife, Amy Roloff, stand. Although Matt and Amy have appeared on Little People, Big World together for 25 complicated seasons, the couple has been divorced since 2016 and have lived separate lives while still coming together to film for their reality TV show. With Matt and Amy's children, including Zach Roloff and his wife Tori Roloff, having departed the series, many have wondered if LPBO has come to an end. During an interview with ET Online, Matt revealed that he and his ex-wife Amy are in a good place after their contentious 2016 divorce. I never imagined Amy and I getting divorced. People's relationships, they evolve, and they change, and I'm super happy for Amy having Chris, Matt shared, gushing over Amy and her husband, Chris Marek. They're a wonderful couple and we enjoy them immensely and hang out with them. We're not besties every day, but we certainly hang out. While Matt and his fiancée, Karen Chandler, aren't always around Amy and Chris, they still share a bond. Matt and Amy's lives post-divorce explained. While Matt and Amy's divorce was a hurdle for their family, the couple's separation made it easier for them to move forward with their lives and honor their relationship for what it was. The Roloff's children, Jacob Roloff, Molly Roloff, and the twins Zach and Jeremy Roloff, have moved away from Little People, Big World in the years after their parents' divorce. Although the Roloff family has tensions of their own, Matt and Amy were able to continue to orbit one another in a healthier way for their children and grandchildren. Their divorce has brought new love into their lives. As things changed for the Roloff family, it became clear that Matt and Amy were happier separate than they had been together. Amy, who met Chris shortly after her divorce from Matt, began dating him quietly before marrying her match in 2021. While the couple faced some backlash, they have been happily together for years. Matt met his now fiancée, Karen, years prior to their relationship beginning, as she was once an employee at Roloff Farms. The pair got together in 2017 and are planning a wedding in the near future. With the future of Little People, Big World somewhat uncertain, the Roloff family is moving forward rather than waiting for the series to return. Matt and Karen, who have been planning their wedding since announcing their engagement in 2023, are looking ahead to happy times with the family. Though the series may be over, Matt and the rest of the family, including Amy and Chris, are able to look back on Little People, Big World, and see all the good that came out of their time on the series. Zach and Tori will no longer appear on Little People, Big World, but they are still providing insight into their lives as the parents of 3 young children. They launched their podcast, Raising Heights with Zach and Tori, in early 2024. On their podcast, Zach and Tori discuss parenting, their relationship, and updates about their family. The couple are honest with one another and appear to have a healthy relationship. In the second episode of Raising Heights Season 2, Tori asked Zach questions submitted by listeners. They touched on the history of Zach and Tori's relationship, the status of their house in Battleground, Washington, and their thoughts on parenting. When reflecting on his relationship with his kids, Zach acknowledged that part of growing up is realizing parents are not perfect. Zach revealed his relationship with his father is still non-existent. Zach said his relationship with Matt is not great, and then added that it's not existent. He explained that after filming for Little People, Big World ended, the family took some time apart, allowing them some space to process. But when the show aired, it stirred up hard feelings nearly a year later. He called his father's denial and lack of accountability narcissism. Tori added that she and Zach do not keep their children away from their grandfather. Zach questioned whether there was more he and his family members could have done to reconcile. It's refreshing to hear him acknowledge that the blame might not be completely on his father. Tori refuted this, saying she thought Zach had tried his best. Zach tends to be too forgiving and must create boundaries with his family. Tori is often criticized for instigating the family divide, but she finds it necessary to encourage Zach to cut off toxic relationships because he can be too passive. As their time on Little People, Big World Season 25 comes to an end, it doesn't sound like Zach and Tori plan to reunite with Matt anytime soon. Once they're no longer forced to relive their disagreements on air, perhaps Zach and Matt will find the space they need to leave the past behind. For now, Zach is standing firm with the boundary he has created, even if it means he no longer has a relationship with his father. LPD's Zach Roloff admits relationship with dad Matt is not existent, denies withholding his kids amid their feud. In an episode of Zach and Tori Roloff's Raising Heights podcast on May 23, the father of 3, 34, revealed that his relationship with the Roloff family patriarch, 62, was not great, while answering fans' questions about their personal lives. "It's not like existent, I guess," Zach said, looking down towards his feet. "The filming ended, you kinda just give yourself some space, and then the show airs 6 months later, and it kind of brings up some old wounds." Tori, 33, went on to explain that most viewers don't realize that episodes are usually filmed a year before. When the show airs a new season, the tense moments they experience are relived for a second time, even though the dust has actually settled on their differences. "Dust is settled, but like, nothing's been fixed or anything," Zach explained. "Stuff comes out on social media and you realize that people are thinking the same thing, and it's kind of a bummer because then it's like, oh, I thought we were kind of evening out a little bit." Now that the drama has played out for a second time, Zach claimed that the people involved are still in denial and they believe they didn't do anything wrong. It's a narcissism, so no, it's not great, he added, but I don't know, more time might heal. Tensions between Zach and Matt rose as the family considered the future of their farm, and Matt listed a portion of his property that his son was interested in buying up for sale. Matt later decided against selling it, instead opting to turn it into a short-term vacation rental. The father-son duo have also butted heads over their familial relations and Matt's engagement, which has unfolded in front of TLC cameras. As Zach updated fans on his relationship with Matt, Tora took the time to address misconceptions that the couple were withholding our children from spending quality time with their grandparents. There's none of that going on, like that's all just internet drama, she said, adding, but I think that adult relationships are very complicated, unfortunately, especially family. We're all just doing our best, like, we're all trying, Tori suggested, to which Zach replied, are we though? That's what I guess, challenge, like, are we doing our best? Is the whole family doing their best?